That was a sigh of relief, but it's also that was a hard game. That was a hard game. It really was. And going into it, we knew we were going to be dealing with some adversity. We just didn't know how much, and obviously we knew that Ashley wasn't going to be available today. We're going to take it slow with her. We just didn't know how kids were going to respond, and so I wake up this morning and I have a text from my trainer and says that Jasmine has a migraine headache, and Jasmine, if she gets a migraine, it's kind of a situation that really knocks her out, and so she didn't participate in any of the activities this morning. As far as walkthrough, pregame meal, she just slept, and I think she was even back in the training room before the game and got an IV, just so she could function and she didn't participate even in the pregame speech. So I didn't know what I was going to get from her. The first few possessions, I thought she was a little bit out of it. She was running to the wrong person, and she looked at me. She said, I'm a little bit out of it. So we sat her a little bit, and I think she caught her second win, and obviously was able to finish out the game in tremendous fashion. But it took a collective effort from everyone, and that's why I'm really proud of this team, proud of this particular win. Northeastern is a very good basketball team. They've had some good wins under their belt. They beat Drexel. They beat William and Mary. And we know it's going to be a tough battle. They're very talented. Kelly's doing a really good job with that program, getting in kids. They're going to be a great opponent, for years to come with some of those young kids that they have. But tonight was about our kids, settling in after the first quarter, pretty much, and then start playing, tremendous basketball, and led by our two seniors. Jasmine was, as I mentioned before, she was tremendous. She really had it going, got into a rhythm in the second half, and as a coach, I felt like a kid in a candy store because I was like, okay, now they have to play man. We were able to run it, and I've said it before, and anyone can argue with me if they want to, but I think Jasmine is the best player in the league, and now Jasmine is starting to believe that she's the best player in the league, and therefore she's really controlling basketball games, getting to her sweet spots, and just really taking over the game. But she wasn't alone. Muff Mickens was unbelievable. Muff is understanding too where to get her shots. She controlled the game. I think 20.7 assists. Control the tempo. I was very, very pleased with her and proud of her effort. And then, had people coming in, stepping in. Kayla Cooper Williams, man, wow. We've talked about her extensively over the last couple of weeks, and she continues to grow. And I thought she did a fantastic job on DeFreeze, who I think is one of the more talented players in the league. And she just really went out and stifled her on the defensive end, contesting her shots, blocking her shot a few times. Kayla's rebounds are becoming more and more aggressive. She used to get high school rebounds where she waited for the ball to come to her. Now she's going and getting them, and they're very, very impressive, and it's things that we need from that position. And then Haley Barron knocked in a few shots. Savannah Felgemacher really helped us, get some separation in that third quarter. So it was a collective effort, and I'm very proud of these kids for the way they came out and handled the adversity. And we weren't able to practice anything without Ashley, without Jazz. Today we just walked through everything. Yesterday we walked through everything with the new format of the scheduling. But I'm very proud of these kids, very proud, and I thought it was a tremendous, tremendous effort.
9 players in uniform today. Update on Ashley, no Destiny. What are the updates on those players? And you guys were off with them today.
What was the last thing?
How thin you guys?
Oh,
You
yeah.
mentioned how thin
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of options down there, and then Didi got in foul trouble in the first quarter, so it really limited us. But Ashley, is still sore. No way, zero chance she would have played today. We're hoping to have her by Friday, and obviously, how her body. See how her body reacts to the treatment that she's going to have this week. But even so, I want Ashley to be 100% healthy, and we want to make sure we take it slow with her, and we don't want a nagging injury that something's going to slow her down all year long. So today was a good step for that. The kids stepped up. Destiny Jones, homesick. She was actually not even in practice on Saturday today. Not exactly sure what her status is as far as just something that's going around. So you look at, my morning, I have 5 seniors, and, obviously Precious is out. We knew Ashley was going to be out. I knew Destiny was going to be out with an illness. Jasmine had a migraine, and Muff was still having the residual effects of, the food poisoning or whatever she had on Friday night. And so, needless to say, I wasn't too optimistic, just because when you take out all five of your seniors, you don't know what's going to happen. But, we look forward to having, them back, and I think we'll be 100% real soon.
Trailing by as many as 12 points in the game, and then come out of the locker room on a 33-13 lead, and then winning by
A lot.
by a lot.
Uh-huh.
43 points technically. I guess what was your message to the game?
Well, I mean, just to keep, grinding. It was talk. I think Jasmine even quoted or tweeted this morning. Rise and grind, and we know it's going to be a grind. It's going to be bad. And the CAA is much better. Teams are getting older. They're coming after us, and we're shorthanded. You don't have Ashley Perez. You already played all season without Precious Hall. Think about that. You have Ashley Perez and Precious Hall, and that's probably a combined 38 points. Sitting on the bench that you can't put in the game. But it's just keep grinding. We knew we wanted to try to speed them up a little bit, and I thought we were effective doing that in the third quarter. We made some shots, got some separation. Kids started feeling good about themselves, and really fed off the crowd. Crowd was great, for a Sunday divisional football game. People probably could have stayed home. I don't know if it's still flurrying or not. But the crowd was great. We got into it, and it was fun. It was fun when they really got on that run. And so we didn't. It was no rah-rah. There was no Rudy speech. It was just really go out and keep grinding it out. And the kids did that, and they saw some success.
What do you specifically think was done to stop the Freaks in the second half?
We started Kayla on her, pretty much the whole game. We felt like Kayla's length would bother her, and it did. It did. She was altering shots. She blocked some shots. I even saw DeFreeze pass up a couple opportunities to penetrate. But I think she had it going early. But still, I thought we really, bothered her to the point where she had to really think about changing her shot.
Following up to an earlier question, did you ever imagine, with all the injuries and stuff that you guys have been dealing with, that you'd rely? I mean, Savannah had hit 2 big threes. Kayla with the rebounds and blocks. Did you imagine at the beginning of the season that 16 games in, you'd be relying on freshmen?
Absolutely not one. We felt like maybe 1 or 2 freshmen would contribute in a minor role, But obviously, today's game is probably the most that any of my teams have ever been decimated. As far as injury and illness, and that's a part of the game. We understand that. And I don't say that for pity. I say it just because it's fact. But never. As a matter of fact, we felt like we were going to redshirt, 1 or 2 of those kids. And Savannah Felgenmacher Savannah was the last one that we recruited. And we thought that, okay, maybe we'll bring her in and we'll bring her slow and see what happens. But we've actually, in the last week and a half, had a position change with her. We were playing her, solely at the power forward position, and sometimes, just everything was in the post. And now we've gone to putting her out on the perimeter because we felt like she's just as good a shooter, as a lot of players that we have, and her length, we can get some offensive rebounds, from her playing on the perimeter. And today, she's been struggling a little bit, trying to find her niche with us. Today she looked comfortable, and I think that's what happens when the ball goes through the basket. You get more confident, but I liked her demeanor and the way she played today, and we needed every ounce of it.
Nearly doubling field goal percentage from the first half to the second half, and basically almost tripling three-point field goal percentage from the first half to the second half. When did you kind of start to see the light at the end of the tunnel?
When the ball was going through the hoop, it's the shots that they take. They're all by design. We know what shots they're going to take. They know what shots to take. They know what's a good shot. They know what's a bad shot. Andrew, and it was funny because I thought about what you said a lot, Andrew. Would I be worried about if, because I think what Muff and Jazz took 41 of our last 59 shots last game, and I chuckled. I thought about you, and I said they might take 50 out of 59 tonight. I don't know. But I think they did a really good job of spreading it out. But, doubling it, whatever. I told you guys last time, I'm not a guy that looks at the stats all the time and figures out that's how we're playing. I'm looking at, how we're getting those shots. Because sometimes, like Jazz tonight, she took 8 3-pointers and she missed 5 of them. But of those 5 misses, it was just an inch or two, from being a make. And so I don't look at the percentages. I look at, was it a good shot? And I think we all took good shots tonight.
I wanted to build off the Savannah comment. Being that Savannah can knock down the threes, Dee can knock down the threes, how much life does that help you guys with Ashley being a primary three-point shooter out right now, the fact that you have some stretch forward so you can get out there and knock them down?
It's tremendous because we're not, the conventional low post players. We don't have Lady Okafor, where we throw it down. It's. I miss Lady. I watch film a lot of what we did last year as we're heading into games, and it was predominant. We're throwing the ball inside, getting the ball to Lady, and doing all kinds of different things. We don't have that yet. I mean, Kayla's going to be that, I think, one day, just not right now. And to be able to stretch the floor so the Jazz can have driving lanes, so the Muff can have driving lanes, it's a necessity. And those two kids, they can shoot it. They can shoot it. And in some programs, maybe the coach says don't shoot it. All right, but we say shoot it. Dee Dee has a beautiful stroke. Savannah has a beautiful stroke, and it's just a matter of giving them confidence, and encouraging them to shoot. And it's funny. Everyone has their philosophy. Some coaches tell their kids to stop shooting a three. And if I've designated you as a 3-point shooter, I'm telling you that if you're open and you got your feet set, shoot it. Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. Because I know as a coach that I get terrified when I don't look at kids' percentages when I am guarding a 3-point shooter. I look at how many attempts they have. Because if a kid has a lot of attempts, that means they think they can make the three. And on any given night, they can step up and knock them down. All right, so we look at that, and we want our kids to be aggressive. Like Haley, I thought was really good tonight when she became just confident in shooting it as opposed to, shooting it hoping she wasn't missing. Savannah's the same way, and Dee Dee's the same way. So it's very important that Savannah, continues, this and is able to step up and knock a three down or two. Dee Dee, was able to do it the other night. So we have somebody that can do it so they can't clog the lane up. And tonight, we got them out of the zone and they had to go play man. I don't know who can play us man. With Jasmine and what she can do, it's almost impossible to try to keep Muff in front of you. So we're very talented, against man-to-man. We just don't see it a lot. This league is a zone league. We see zone. We're going to see zone 40 minutes on Friday. We're going to see zone 40 minutes on Sunday. And for us to be able to hit some of those shots is very, very important.